Alright, so I've been planning to make more of those bizarre science videos I've been making, kind of like the blood one or the milk one. But I ran into a dilemma. I started thinking, should I be using distilled water or should I be using spring water? That's a dilemma, and I say it's a dilemma because, let's say this right here, see this right here? Let's say it's a cell, for example, not a fist. Just pretend it's a cell, for example. Let's say it's just full of salt. Problem is, when you put it in something like a water container, the outside of it, stuff can flow in and out of it, right? Water can go in, water can go out. And so, let's say there's about 10% worth of salt in this fist. I mean, not fist, cell. Let's say there's 10% of it. The thing is, if I put it in a bucket of water, let's say there's 0% salt in it. All the water that outside is gonna run right inside of it because water works, or I think it's not even just water, it's just all sorts of different, I think, what is it, solvents, I think they're called? They work kind of like people. Think of it as like that annoying neighbor or something like that. You don't want to be around them. You want to be around all these crazy people ruining the property value of your house. So what do? You leave. Go somewhere where there's less people. Water's kind of like that. When you have that water that's 0% salt, and you have this cell right here that's like 10%, that water is referred to as hypotonic. Now you may wonder, what if you flip it around? What if this is 10% and that bucket of water is about 40% of salt? Well, then you get the reverse. All that water inside that, they don't want to be around each other. They're going to go out into that high concentrated salt because there's less water there. There's more salt than it is inside that cell. So it's less concentrated. Well, what if I said there's 10% of salt? Let's say 90% water. Out there's 60% of water. And that's just like if you took a bunch of people who, I don't know, don't want to be around each other or something like that, and you open up this whole new land out there that's less people. They're going for it, right? Does that make sense? Probably not, but you get the point. And that's hypertonic, if I'm not mistaken. But that's my dilemma. I'm wondering, should I be using distilled water? Because I'm pretty sure distilled water, there's no sort of salts in it at all. There's none, right? But cells, they got something in them. They got a little something. And if I put them in that 0%, it's just going to swell up and then they're going to pop. Because all that water going inside of it, it's just going to expand, then boom, just explode. And that's not going to help me. That's going to ruin the whole point of the test what I'm doing. So that made me wonder, and I started thinking, should I be using it? And I figured, you know what? While I'm sitting there thinking about it, I could make a video out of it and test this, right? So here's my plan. I think I'm going to take myself another jar, right? I'm going to put some distilled water in it. And then I'm going to put a little bit of some of the worm bucket fluids in there because there's good stuff in there. You've seen in that video. There's definitely can work with those ciliates, right? So I'm going to take that, and that'll be my test. And I'm going to try a control jar. A jar that should work out just fine. I think I'm going to use maybe some water out of my fish tank. So I'm going to do that and I'll leave it. Today's Wednesday. I'll go check it again Saturday. So let's get this experiment ready. We're going to test it. You probably think I'm lying about all this stuff, but I'm going to show you wrong. And when I prove that I'm right, I want to hear it. Say it. Say Turncowl is right. So let's get prepared. Let's get prepared for this. Alright, I've gathered my supplies. This right here is about 8 ounces of some fish tank water. The fish tank, I think, is a 55 gallon or something. It just has an Oscar cichlid in it, and I just got a little bit off the top, so that should be fine for this. And here I'm going to put some distilled water. Let's put about 8 ounces in there as well. And I have some water out of my worm bin, which I should probably do some maintenance on. I haven't done much with it. And so I'm thinking, I got this bottle cap. Maybe I'll fill up to a certain amount just to make sure there's a nice equal amount in it. And I'm wondering if I should put some milk in these like I did for the other experiment. I'm not sure if it made much difference. I think my thought was maybe it'll bacteria in it would feed some of the microbes in it. So maybe I'll grab a little bit. There's some milk I need to throw out anyway, so should I go like that bottom layer? Let's see how much that does. A
little left in there. Oh, definitely stained it. Look at that. Maybe we'll look at it on the old trusty microscope to get another good look at this juice. That's probably about all I have. There's still a little bit left in there. Let's get it all out of there. Hey, maybe I'll go grab a little taste of milk. One second. Alright, so we can grab some of the milk. Like I said, it's some milk that I've been meaning to throw away. It's not good or fresh milk. It kind of smells. So I'll add a little drop of it. I'm sure it's full of milk bacteria and probably lard. It's about 3 drops maybe. Let's do 3 in there. 1 more maybe. In case I'm really kind of. There we go. That should be good. So we'll do that, and we'll let those. I don't want that touching. Let me go get this towel real quick. I think I'll let those sit until Saturday. That's about 72 hours. I can see some clumps of milk at the bottom there. Let me hold this carefully. See that? Interesting looking solution. So this is the fish tank, and this is the distilled water. I don't have any good tape to tape on it, label it. Although what I'm gonna use for tops, I'm not gonna seal it with just the regular jar covers like this. Just allow some air to get through. I'm gonna take, like I did last time with the other one, take some paper towel and put it over it. Let me label it on the paper towel. We'll call one FT for fish tank. Go ahead and seal that off, and then we'll take the other one. We'll just say D for distilled water. Alright, so I'll leave this, just do like I did last time, just leave it sitting somewhere. I don't think it should smell. There's a very little bit of milk in there, so if it smells, I'll fix something out. But I'll just leave it until Saturday. Should I mix it up or something? I'm sure eventually it'll mix up itself, but yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at this. I'm kind of curious how that stuff is looking, if it looks much different than I looked at, what was it, last year or something? So let me get set up for that. I figured that since I have the milk sitting out, maybe we could look at that too. So let's take this and let's start off with the worm bin juice. I haven't done much with. I've been occasionally putting cardboard in. I'm wondering if I should just get rid of it altogether. I originally got it to breed worms for fishing, like red worms, but I haven't done it much for that purpose. And I started thinking, I could use it to compost something. If I was to try gardening, I know I have been interested in learning that, like growing, especially like fruits or vegetables. That sounds kind of cool to me. So let me do it over here just in case. It shouldn't spill normally, but let me do it over the towel. Alright, that looks fine. Let's get a look at this. Get a nice good look at it, and then we get my phone in position. Alright, so I'm using my other phone to record this because it's already kind of set up for it, and my newer phone is kind of big, so I'm just gonna use that as like a face cam and this one to record. So let me get it already set up right now. Okay, let's get it in there, and then let's raise it. Let's see what we have in there. Not seeing much movement at all. I said my microscope is very simple, not a very fancy one. So I'm moving it with my hand. I know college ones, they have like a separate thing for that. I'm not gonna lie, so far I'm not seeing anything. Some debris or organic matter or something like that. But I'm not seeing like the ciliates and stuff that I saw before. I wonder if that's gonna be an issue. What is that right there? Oh, no. Look at that. Is that a nematode? Hold on. Look at that. Let me get a... Hold still, you little freak. Come here. No, you don't. No, you don't. Come here. Get my eyes on you. Look at that right there. Got me a nematode. I wonder if it's parasitic at all. Dude, hold still, freak. Got a little microscopic worm in the worm bin. Don't you dare turn around on me. Come back here, little weirdo. Come back here. There you are. No. I should probably get a fancier, better microscope for this sort of stuff instead of just using my finger to manually push the slide. Dude, hold still. Dang. Chill for a moment. Look at that. Well, we found something at least. It's not a ciliate, but it is indeed a nematode. What kind it is, I don't know, nor I know how to test for what kind it is. They're probably the same thing I saw in the Microscope video. When I did the Microscope video, I did this, but I did like the overlight instead of the light that comes underneath. I think that's kind of like if you were to look at a coin or something, like a higher magnification. There were small worms moving in it. That's probably the same type of worm. So it's probably nothing new, of course. It's that worm bin is very old. But what's that other thing I saw earlier? I don't know. That's cool at least. At least we saw something. Let's move on to the milk. Alright, so I got it set up. I don't feel like tilting it over, but I can see when I put it the cover thing on it. I forget the names for stuff. I don't know why I keep forgetting names. When I put the cover slip over it, I can kind of see a bit of the curd, I believe. So just gonna look at this right here. There's probably gonna be nothing but milk, curd, and bacteria. What if I could see the bacteria with this sort of thing? I've always wondered if that's bacteria that I see with this at times, but I never. No, let's go to that little flow right there. Get it closer. Look, it's not moving. There's definitely bacteria in this. There definitely is. It's just I'm not sure how confident I am with my bacteria detecting ability with this. It's hard to, because right now I'm looking through my phone right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking right through my phone. See? That's how I'm looking through it. Like I'm not looking like right into the eye part. I'm looking through the phone right now, and so there's just a lot of curd. I'm pretty sure. I think that's curd. I'm pretty sure. Curd and bacteria. That's probably mostly within this. Unless those like fat clumps. Isn't that kind of same thing? I'm not familiar with milk anatomy like that. Alright. Just because I'm a curious boy doesn't mean I'm a well-informed boy. I'm not sure there'd be much Brownian motion, isn't it? When like bacteria stuff, they just move like that. Given that this is a liquid, I'm not sure how. Well, isn't Brownian motion mostly for like stained bacteria slides? Like I said, I'm not the most informed, alright? I'm just learning, okay? I'm attempting. I can Google this stuff later. You know how much Googling I was doing for that one Calpota video? Oh, I spent a long time Googling and researching stuff. You think I had any idea what I was looking at the time? No. I was Googling. I remember that in milk stuff there is like, was it lactobacillus? But I'm not sure if I'm really seeing it now. But we won't worry about that. We'll save all this stuff for the main event. So see you in a few days. Maybe I should have mentioned this before, but I did look at my fish tank water under the microscope before I used it. Cause I was kind of curious would there be some sort of ciliates or something already in it, and I didn't see anything, but I'm sure there's probably some bacteria in it. But would that affect my results? Since, you know, originally I was trying to figure out should I use spring or distilled water, but you know, the purpose is to test osmosis. That's the purpose of this experiment. Osmosis. Not spring water specifically, so we're gonna go with that, alright? Did I butcher my experiment? We won't worry about all that. Let's just test osmotic. I don't think it's osmotic pressure, I think that's different. Osmosis. See you in a few days.